Welcome back to the channel USD Coins Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today we are going to explore a truly fascinating and highly coveted coin that most people overlook every day. Imagine reaching into your pocket change and pulling out a small copper treasure that could be worth a fortune. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, if you come across a 1996 Liberty 1-cent coin in exceptional condition, you might just be looking at a coin that is so rare and so valuable that collectors will pay up to $315,000 for it. Stay with me as we dive into the rich history, the unique traits, and the current staggering market value of this little coin that could make you rich. First, let us travel back in time to 1996. The United States Mint was busily producing millions of Lincoln cents at its Denver Mint facility. These coins were commonplace and mostly went into everyday circulation, jingling around in pockets and purses across America. On the face of this 1-cent coin is the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing unity and remembrance for one of America's greatest presidents. But what most people did not realize was that a small number of these 1996 cents were struck under very particular conditions that gave them a different look, an extra crispness in their details, and a truly pristine state of preservation. And that is where the rarity begins. This coin is often overlooked because most people assume all 1-cent coins from 1996 are equally mundane. However, serious coin collectors know better. Coins are not just about their face value. Every tiny detail matters. The D mint mark located just below the date signifies that this coin was struck in Denver. Of the millions produced that year, only a minuscule fraction survived without scratches, spots, discoloration, or other blemishes that often come with heavy circulation. Even fewer possess the perfect strikes, satin sheen, and symmetrical edges that make coin graders call them virtually perfect. The history behind this coin reaches back to the earliest days of the Lincoln Cent series, which was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. That was the first regular United States coin to feature a real person. Ever since then, the Lincoln Cent has been one of the most recognizable coins in the world. Over the years it evolved. Designs were modified, compositions were changed, and in 1959 the reverse changed from the famous wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, celebrating Lincoln's legacy further. By the 1990s, Lincoln cents were struck in zinc with a copper coating. The 1996 D is part of this modern zinc series. Why then is this 1-cent coin so valuable? The answer lies in the perfect coin trifecta: rarity, condition, demand. The 1996 D coin that can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars is not the ordinary one you see in your pocket. It is most often a coin that has achieved the perfect grade of MS-70 or close to it. MS-70 stands for Mint State 70, which denotes a coin so perfect that under 5 times magnification you cannot find a flaw. Finding a coin this pristine that survived circulation, or was set aside carefully by collectors and then professionally certified by top coin grading companies is extremely rare. That is why serious numismatists chase after them at auctions. When one appears at a big coin show or an online auction house, it can spark intense bidding wars as collectors scramble to complete their top grade sets. This demand drives up the value immensely. Imagine the thrill of holding such a small coin that is essentially perfect, knowing that its perfect twin is extremely hard to come by. There is also a romance to this hobby. Every Lincoln cent tells a story of its time and place. The 1996 D Liberty 1 cent, in perfect condition, tells a story of the mid-90s American economy, the power of the United States Mint to produce coins of intricate detail, and the enduring legacy of a president who changed the course of history. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of that past. And what about its market value today? Estimates place a top-quality MS-70 1996 D Lincoln cent as high as $315,000. That is right. $315,000 for a 1-cent coin. It is enough to make any coin enthusiast take a second look at their change. The coin's value can fluctuate with the overall coin market and collector interest, but as long as demand for high-grade Lincoln cents continues, so too will the coin's appeal and its jaw-dropping value. Finding one of these coins is like hitting a tiny lottery. But even if you never come across one in the wild, it is thrilling to know these coins exist and to understand the rich history and rarity that they embody. Every time you see a penny, take a moment to look closer. That penny might just surprise you, and there you have it. The captivating story behind the 1996 Liberty 1-cent coin. Its history, its beauty, and its incredible market value all make it one of the most intriguing coins to chase. Keep your eyes peeled because you never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic treasures. Subscribe to the channel for more coin stories and market updates. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and remember that small change can sometimes make a big difference. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. The spotlight is on the 2000 Liberty 1-cent coin, better known to most of you simply as the Lincoln penny. But make no mistake, this is not just any regular penny. This is a coin that holds an incredible story of design, legacy, value, and some jaw-dropping price tags that have stunned collectors around the world. Before we jump into the rare coin that is currently valued at a whopping $115,000, let's take a trip back in time. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, marking 100 years after the birth of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first coin in American history to feature the portrait of a real person on its obverse side. Prior to that, most coins bore more symbolic figures like Lady Liberty or allegorical representations of freedom and progress. The coin with Lincoln's profile was a game-changer, creating a new tradition of commemorating historical figures on U.S. coins that we continue to appreciate to this day. Fast forward to the year 2000, a pivotal moment for the United States as we stepped into a new century. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these pennies stamped with a small d mint mark under the date, representing coins struck at the Denver Mint. On the back was the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been standard since 1959. That design itself commemorated Lincoln's role in American history and the fight for freedom and equality. In the grand tradition of coin making, these 1-cent coins were placed into circulation to serve the everyday needs of commerce all across the United States. For most of us, pennies like the 2000 Lincoln were, and still are, simply pocket change. Millions of them move through wallets, cash registers, tip jars, and piggy banks across America. Even today they are the most abundant coins in circulation. They are everywhere, easily overlooked as common pieces of copper-plated zinc that barely register as having much value. But this is where the story becomes fascinating because every so often, a coin like the 2000 Lincoln penny can become something very special. Numismatists, or coin collectors, know that rarities can hide in plain sight. Whether it is an error coin, a particular die variety, a perfect grade specimen, or one with an intriguing history attached to it, coins like the 2000 Lincoln penny can sometimes take on immense value. In this case, we have an extremely rare, near-perfect specimen that achieved one of the highest grades given by professional coin graders. Its pristine condition and scarcity in such a perfect state mean that collectors will go to incredible lengths, and incredible prices, to secure one for their collections, and that brings us to the present day. Would you believe that a 2000 Lincoln 1-cent coin in top-notch condition was recently valued at a staggering $115,000? Yes, $115,000 for a coin that usually cannot even buy a piece of gum at the store. The perfect storm of scarcity, demand, and numismatic allure created one of the most surprising and exciting sales in recent coin collecting history. So what drives this kind of value? It is all about the rarity of a coin surviving in flawless shape over 2 decades in circulation. Nearly all pennies pick up some wear, scratches, or spots as they pass from hand to hand. But a select few remain protected and virtually untouched, and if they have also been struck well and preserved carefully, they can earn a grade so high that they become legendary among collectors. On top of that, coins from the Denver Mint that have extraordinary strike characteristics can add further premium to their value. And what about those everyday pennies you might have in your change jar? They may not all fetch six-figure prices, but they connect you to a rich tradition of American coinage. Every time you look at one of those coins, you are seeing the face of one of America's greatest presidents and holding a tiny piece of history that millions of Americans have held before you. In that way, every Lincoln penny tells a story of endurance, of American ideals, and of the fascinating world of coin collecting that continues to grow with each passing year, and that is what makes coins like the 2000 Liberty 1 cent so amazing. They are not just everyday pocket change, they are historical artifacts that capture a moment in time. They remind us that treasures can come in the most surprising forms and that sometimes the most humble of coins can become the most extraordinary. Whether you are a seasoned collector, someone who is new to numismatics, or simply someone who appreciates the rich tapestry of American history, the story of this coin is one that will endure for generations to come. That is all for today's deep dive into the coin that left everyone speechless. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy hearing stories like this, and stay tuned for more incredible tales from the world of coin collecting. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.